ICStation reached out to me and they asked me to review some of their products. Since they look kinda cool and are, in my opinion, related to Christmas, I decided to review them for you guys. Also, I quickly want to mention that this video has been recorded with live commentary. Let me know what you think of it. Hope you enjoy the video. So, as you could have seen, I've received this package and I thought, why not go and solder it today? So that's what we're going to do. So first of all, thank you to ICStation.com for sponsoring this build. And let's see once again what we've got in the package. We've got, of course, the PCB. We have got all the components. And we've got a nice little card with, I guess, instructions. But oh well, let's just see how far we can get. Let's separate the components a little bit. Alright, so those are all the LEDs. We've got, of course, the PCB over here. We've got a switch, a on-off switch. We've got the integrated circuit, which is an, let me check, an STC 351 DIP 28, so I'm not sure, but we'll look into the data sheet and we'll find out what it does exactly. And we've got a small header, just a regular pin header, 4 pins. We got a I can't remember if it's micro or nano USB, but we've got a nifty little USB connector, and we have got some resistors. Now, since I own a 3D printer right now, I thought, why not create something, a little tool to make bending those resistors a little easier. So that's what we're going to do first. Alright, so we're in the CreateBot software right now. So let me just grab the file, put it in. As you can see, there's the file. And since it's not that complicated of a part, and since it's just for bending some resistors, I'll just keep the settings on quick print and just leave everything as it is. I mean, I could switch this to loosened, but as you can see, it only cost me 4 minutes less and like 2 cents less. So I'll just keep it on standard, everything just regular as it is. We save it to the SD. We'll plug it into our 3D printer.
Everything you're fighting for.
Alright, so here we go. That is the bend tool, and why not test it out right away, shall we? So we've got the resistor right here. We choose the correct hole that it fits in, which is this one. You place finger over it, you bend the feed down, and then you can get it out and you've got a perfectly bent one. So let's see if this actually fits in here. So those need to go here. So as we can see, that is not going to fit. Well, that's a bummer. So let's just do it like this then. Just the easier way, I guess. Alright, Alright, so there we go. Let me check, are all those resistors the same? Yeah, they're all the same. Alright. I'm glad I didn't mess that up. So let me just bend those feet a little bit. And let's do one more. There we go. Put that one in here. Okay. So, yep, those are incorrect. Well, let me show you a useful function of 3D printing then. So I've printed this solder tin holder, so you can just pull the tin out right that way. So that's actually a pretty useful 3D printed object. So if you want to see me do more 3D printed videos, I can do that in the future, because I'm still waiting on a camera module for the Raspberry Pi, so I can do time lapses as well. So that will be pretty interesting, at least in my opinion. So let me just solder these real quickly. Alright. I really need new soldering iron. But there we go. Those are all soldered. After that we snip off the feet like so. And there we go. The first two resistors are on the PCB. So let me just put on all the other resistors and then I'll be right back. Okay, so really quick, I'm a real idiot, because this bend tool does in fact work. Just place it in this front one, of course, and you bend the legs like so. You get it out, and as you can see, now it fits. So I just wanted to quickly tell you guys that. Okay, so as you can see, all the resistors are properly soldered on. So let's go on to the next small component, which is the USB connector. So as you can see, it has to go right here into a P1. So we just put it in, but since it's got two SMD pads, I'm going to put some flux onto them. This will make it easier for the solder to flow. So that's actually a lot a lot of flux, but oh well. So we put a little flux on there, and then we place the component onto it. Let's see, it's so small. There we go. And let me just try to flip it over. So we just place it on like this. Alright, there we go. That took us a while. And right now it is time to solder these feet into place. But they appear to be pretty far down into the hole. So they aren't the easiest to solder. But just make sure you've got a good tin flow going on. Like so, just keep it on for a little while. And that is all secure. Now it's time to solder the pads over here. As you can see, there's a lot of smoke coming off it. That's the flux burning. Just clean my iron. And there we go. That is the USB connector done. Now we've got a header, and we've got this IC foot, and we're gonna do this one first because this one's a little smaller. At least I believe so. That one goes in that way as well. So everything goes in that way, and the LEDs go on the back. So I guess that's because that way you don't see the rest of the components, which actually is nicer in my opinion, because I love electronics, of course. So let's just make sure that's secure. Okay, now we solder the most opposite one. There we go. We check whether it's all correct, which it is, and then we solder the rest. Okay, so there we go. That is our foot all done. And now let's go and put on the pin header. So of course that one goes in that way as well. If we can actually get it in there. There we go. Let's solder that into place real quickly. Okay, that's that done. Let's put on our switch. That goes in right here. Like so, right next to the connector. That's why it's important that the connector is not in a little bit to the left or to the right, because otherwise you might get in trouble with the cable. But there we go. That's actually going pretty well. It's got some big pads, so I can just gush the solder onto there. It will find its way through the holes. There we go. And I guess that's everything except for the LEDs itself. So yeah, not that bad actually, not that bad at all. So yeah, let's just put on these LEDs. And the way you can check the polarity is by, let's see if I can get it to focus. You see the little flag, as I like to call it, on the left? That's the negative side of the LED. You can also, of course, see it on the length of the feed, but just in case they're already snipped off or something, you can always just check the polarity by that. So the side with the little flag in the LED is the negative side of the LED. So let me just put those in real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're after the last part. As you can see, all the LEDs have been soldered in, and the last part would be to put in this IC. Now, the way you know its orientation, I have soldered it, as you can see right there, there's a little notch into that one. Now, it's also in this bottom part, and wow, believe it or not, it's in this top part as well. So we line that one up on here as well, and we try to push it in without bending too many legs outside. Okay, so that looks good. That's one side in, and oh my god, this is actually the hardest part. Oh my god. And there we go. Nope, not yet. Let me just get it out real quick. Little screwdriver. Come on, get in there. That is actually both sides in, I believe. There we go. Now it's snapped into place. So it is on there, and I have to say it was quite a lot of soldering, especially those LEDs. It might not look like much, but damn, look at all those pads. It's actually quite a lot. So the way to power this is with a USB cable, which we got right here. So let's plug that in, and then which way do we want to do it? Like this? Like this. Let's do it like this. Are you guys ready? In 3, 2, 1. Action. There we go. It's actually RGB LEDs. So it looks really cool actually. All those cool animations they got on here. And for some reason some don't seem to work that well. I don't know. Okay, no, they all work. All the LEDs work. So that's pretty cool actually. So yeah, that is the start. So for beginners, this actually is a great PCB because well, there's a lot of parts to practice. Even some SMD, even though it's not that hard on this part. But a lot of through-hole components, which are great for beginners. And yeah, for experienced people, I don't really recommend it because it's just a lot of soldering of the same kind of pads, like all those LEDs. So I don't recommend it unless you are, of course, into these blinking stars for Christmas, like you want to hang it on your door or I don't know, wherever you want, because you can just power it with a USB adapter, so or even a power bank if you want to. So yeah, that's pretty neat actually. So yeah, that's the PCB. I'll leave a link in the description as said before, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.